So what's up? Welcome back. Nap time builder here. Just doing whatever. Kids ain't napping. They in the backyard playing. But my wife's got me looking into a flower bed. She wants a flower bed that goes the full length of the front porch. And we're gonna do that. We might as well just come on over to this little. Might just make it all the way. There ain't no point in having a little small section. So, I'll do it the full length of the porch, which, counting that little spot there, is like 53 feet with a little extra sprinkled on, okay? But I also have my septic and everything is in the front yard, and the tank's like right here. But so we have this pipe in the ground. So we have this pipe in the ground. As you can see, there's some room around that pipe. You have any idea what might have happened? I'll give you a couple guesses, Your boy be mowing. First time of the year this year. Grass grew up all around it. Couldn't even see the thing. Which would surprise you because, it's pretty much dead around here right now. But hit it, broke it, and it is broke. All the way down in there. That's lovely. And obviously, she's not broke even. So, you'd have to dig around that to get down to the broke spot and then fix it from there up. I bought some PVC pipe and stuff. I've already got my timbers for the outline. I've got some stuff for the ground. That is actually tar paper for roofing. I'm using it for weed barrier because it's thicker. But I've got some connections here and a long enough pipe. But that involves me digging out a whole big old area around that to be able to get to that. My newest and easiest idea is take my Dremel tool, reach my hand down in there, and trim that, and get it as even as possible. Ain't gonna be perfect, but hopefully as even as possible. Then get me a connector that is small enough on the end to slide down in that, and big enough on the other end to slide that pipe over there in, and then I can come on up with it. And that don't involve the whole digging the whole area out right here. So I just measured the inside of the pipe. It's 3 inches. So slide that back down in there for now. So inside of the pipe's 3 inches. I need a connector. It goes 3 inches. Where's my dadgum? There it is. Let's see here. Alright, so yeah, inside of that was 3 also. So 3 to 3.5. So I need one that goes down to 3-inch outer diameter and comes up to an inside 3.5. Is that right? Yeah. Then I got everything else to come on up from that. I just need that connector. And to cut that is smooth. Ooh, fat hand in the way. I just need that connector and, to cut that as even as possible around there. That way I can glare her in and it actually worked. So I'm really trying not to have to dig 14 inches down all around that and risk getting a whole lot of dirt in there while doing that, we'll see. Let me scroll on the old Home Depot app and see what we can come up with. All right, so old Home Depot app didn't help me this time. I could not find, and I even went by there, I could not find a connector, adapter, whatever. That was exactly what I need. So it looks like I'm gonna have to dig down. I'm gonna trim that broke off piece as even as I can get it. Try to dig out from it just a hair so I can slide a coupler over it. And we'll go from there. So, like this, get out of there. I'll shove a rag or something down in there while I'm doing my digging and trimming. I'll probably do some digging first. Make it a little bit easier to get to. Well, a little bit of a game changer. As you can see, that is the neck of the tank there. And it obviously didn't break off at a clean break. But down there at the lowest spot, that's all the way to the connector. Or the neck of it itself. Or whatever. So, is there a way I can cut the broken piece out and slide a new pipe in there? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. Your boy ain't a plumber, okay? So, I just really don't know. Y'all see that ugly picture? I mean, I just put it on there. You know what that was? Your boy took a picture instead of a video, okay? So anyways, what I'm gonna say is to slim it all down, right? I ain't gotta say everything again. I found 3 ways to do it. You can run some cement, the PVC cement in there, light it on fire, it heats up the glue. You can twist the pipe out, get it out, or use the connector. Another way is cut it with a sawzall or a hacksaw blade in 4 pieces, and then take a flat head between the connector and the broken piece and get them out one by one, wiggling and hammering and hoping and praying you don't break nothing that don't need to be broke. Another one was they had fancy tools. We ain't even gonna talk about that because we ain't got it. Oh, but also someone had a hole saw that was similar in size but not. It was small enough that it would fit inside of the pipe, but be close to the same size. They heated it up with a torch for like a minute. Had it in there, and the heat off of it heated up the glue. And then they was able to wiggle it out, so. All that. But yeah, that stupid picture I just had right there before this clip. Yeah, that's because I talked for a good 3 or 4 minutes there, and, you know. Apparently I was talking to myself because I was not videoing. If you can tell, I'm already not liking this fire bed idea. Or mowing up here close to the porch at all. Fire bed deal will fix the hitting this anymore problem. I just got to get this fixed for now. All right, so what worked for me is I used a sawzall blade, but I just used it by hand. That way I didn't go too far. And I cut her in 4 pieces and then gently hammered a screwdriver down between the outside of it. That's all of it over there. Luckily this one was the last piece. I didn't get all the way through all of it, but it ended up coming on out. So I've wiped this up. Obviously it still looks dirty, but I've wiped the inside of it out. It seems decently smooth. I just got my pipe. I got my ends glued on. It's all dry now. And I just cut my pipe. I'm about to do my primer and my cement. Slide this in there. I'm probably gonna have to tap it just a little bit, because there is a little bit of roughness. It's really hard to get all of it, the roughness, but I'll probably tap it just a little bit to get it as far in as I can. But I'm just glad I didn't bust that down there, and pray that I don't while doing this part. All right, there she is. Well, I guess now I get to fill a hole back in. Well, look at her. like it never dadgum happened. All right, so now I need to move all this crap out of the way. So I told you doing I was about to say fire bed, flower bed, all the way from here, all the way from the driveway, all the way to the end of the porch. And what I'm using for weed barrier is actually this Warrior roofing. It's like it goes under shingles, just mostly because it's thick. And I've not found a weed barrier yet that was really worth the crap. So we're gonna go with this. It's 36 inches wide. So basically my boards will be right on the edge here, all the way down. I'm probably gonna cut a piece off of this. That way I can hold it in place and do me a little notch down through there. And that way I'll know. I'm gonna strip all the grass all the way down through here. And then I'll come back, put our barrier down, and then we'll worry about our boards. I'm gonna stand them up on their sides, drill a hole, maybe 3 holes down them, hammer pieces of rebar to keep them in place, because apparently, you know, I'm bad at bumping stuff with the lawnmower. So, you know, they ain't gotta be real long, just enough to go down in the ground some, that way they can stay in place. So, I guess I need to clean my mess up. Sprouts, flower, or flags, other junk. All right, so I got me a small piece cut out all the way up against the concrete of the porch. I'm gonna go in with my shovel, right along the edge of it here, making me a clear line, digging up a little bit. That way I know how far I can come out. I'm gonna do this all the way down through here, and then everything between that line and the porch, I'm gonna strip down at least 2 or 3 inches. Make sure we get all the grass and all that out of it. So here's before. And here's almost after. They're finishing up the end down there. I'm about to start putting down the paper. Like I said, it was tar roofing paper because hold up a second, motorcycle going by. But it's tar roofing paper because it's a lot thicker. I've not bought a weed barrier yet that was actually worth what I paid for it. So we're gonna try this out. And I got my boards over there. I'm gonna drill some holes in it to cut my rebar here, hammer them down in there, and all that jazz. All right, well, the boss lady has told me we're doing them standing up instead of laying down flat. So now I get to drill some holes and hammer some rebar and all that fun stuff. So, all right. Ain't that right, boss lady? All right, y'all, well, it's about to get dark on me. But, well, I got her grass up, leveled out pretty good. Even the kids and wife come out and help. Mostly the wife. Kids wanted to just play in the dirt. But, got it, raked it. Not as level as I would hope. But, you know, she don't look too shabby. She'll look a whole lot better when she's got some new soil and some flowers in her. You can definitely tell how she has a dip right up yonder. Huh, right where the daggum thing's at. Oh well, she'll look good from the road. But anyways, I'm about to have to go in. This is getting dark. This means it's almost 8 o'clock. put some kids down, and then I got to take a shower. 3 a.m. is going to come early for us working folks. So I guess we'll get soil and flowers when I get some more off days. So we'll see y'all then. All right, so we finally got us some dirt, and I'm about to put Tyler to work. Ain't that right? And, you know, fill all that. Apparently that is 2 cubic yards. Is that what they said? I think that's what they said. About 6,000 pounds of dirt. Think you can lift 6,000 pounds? No. No? Yeah, me neither. Well, my help kind of left me kind of shortly again, to be quite honest with you. And, but we got her done. So here's what she looks like. Now, the wife's going to plant some, she's going to plant some seeds in it. So, but this is real wet, and there's a lot of clumps and all that. So, yeah, no. Hopefully it'll dry out the next couple days, and we can break it up a little bit more than it is. I did buy a little too much, but, you know, I do got some high spots. I mean, well, some low spots around the concrete and areas. I might just use it to fill in them spots and make it look a little bit better. So, there we go. She ain't perfect, but it'll look good once she has some blooming flowers in her. And, you know, don't pay too much attention to my little pot there. She's just over the top of the little clean out thing that, you know, we kind of had to fix. But that's what she's looking like. Like I said, she'll look a whole lot better when she has some flowers in her. But that's probably going to be like a month and a half from now, seeing how we're planting seeds, not flowers. So, we'll catch y'all later. Hope y'all have a great day. Appreciate you watching. You know, I'm just doing honeydews over here, you know. So, y'all have a great weekend.